I'm Mega Mike the Movie Man, and today I got a mega movie planned. Today, I'm back with another mega review for you all. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the classic movie Drop Dead Fred. Yes, I'm going to be going over my thoughts on this movie. I'm going to give you all the good, the bad, and my recommendation on whether you should go back and see this one or not. So stick around throughout the entire video to catch that recommendation. Also, for my physical media collectors out there, I will be doing a full unboxing of the Vinegar Syndrome new release of Drop Dead Fred on Blu-ray for the first time. So I'll be going over what this movie has to offer in terms of visual and audio quality, and also all the special features it contains. So make sure you stay throughout the very end to get that full unboxing. But without further ado, let's get started. Now to get into the good of the movie. So Drop Dead Fred is a classic movie that was released in '91 that actually has an all-star cast here. You actually have Phoebe Cates, who is an actress that I remember from The Gremlins and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. So she does a good job in the movie. She basically is now a grown-up character who faces a crisis, and then who comes back? Drop Dead Fred, her imaginary friend, played by Rick Mayall. And now Drop Dead Fred is great in this movie. He's kind of bizarre and he's all over the place, really over the top. It's really just fun to see his kind of improvised humor on screen. And the humor is very slapsticky. Think of kind of like a Beetlejuice movie. I mean, even, you know what, Drop Dead Fred actually kind of makes Beetlejuice look kind of tame, because I'm telling you, Drop Dead Fred is all over the place in this movie. But this movie knows how to have a lot of fun to it. It's actually a really well written script. The story's solid here. The characters are great. You even got Carrie Fisher in this movie, who was the actress that played Princess Leia in Star Wars. She actually has a prominent role in the movie, so I think she's a good addition as well. But this movie is just so well done in terms of a story standpoint. I think the messages in this movie do come through towards the end, and they're subtly placed, so they're not over the top, but I think we get it as an audience. Basically, having to kind of be a less inhibited self, you know, learning to have fun and, you know, standing up for oneself, and then eventually being able to move on and no longer feel lonely to where you would need an imaginary friend, and basically being able to, you know, find one's true path and, you know, gain other friends and things like that. So to me, good messages in the movie, but the movie also has a lot of fun with itself, and it even has some humor that's kind of like The Mask, where like you'll see eyes popping out, and that's a lot of fun. And so just to talk about the effects here real quick, for the good effects in this movie, I think they still work, like the practical of Drop Dead Fred's head getting like squished in a fridge and then it like appears and it's like all flat. I mean, that's a funny little gag here that I think still holds up to today because it's a practical effect. So I think that was well done. And then the score for this movie is very catchy and whimsical, works perfectly for the type of movie it is. So it is a comedy movie, but it's not like really a hardcore laughing type of comedy. It's very subtle because it's kind of like some dark humor in there, I guess, as well. Once again, comparing it to like a Tim Burton Beetlejuice kind of movie. So it does have its funny moments. And you know what's weird? It's kind of odd to think, is this movie more for kids or is it more for adults? It kind of blends together a little bit. So I think kids would enjoy this movie with all the imaginary friend parts, especially like when Drop Dead Fred is interacting with some other imaginary friends that will appear in one scene. That's actually a really fun moment. So I think kids would enjoy this movie, but I think the adults would get the messages, and I think the adult humor would go over the kids' heads, and so they really wouldn't understand it anyway, but then it's going to give the adults some laughs. So I think this movie is really well done. To me, it is a very kind of oddball, strange movie, but I think it's very endearing as well and has a lot of heart to it, and so that's what I think makes this movie stand up to today. So actually a really enjoyable first time watch for me. Now to get into the bad of the movie. So there isn't any serious major negative to Drop Dead Fred, but I'll point out a few nitpicks that some people might have with the movie. Now, I enjoyed the Drop Dead Fred character, but I could see some people thinking this character is obnoxious and over the top and maybe even annoying because he is totally on a different level than any other character in this movie. Now, to me, that is purposefully done. I totally buy into it because, yeah, he's supposed to be the imaginary friend. So, of course, somebody from Imagination World is going to be bizarre and all over the place. So, I get it. I totally buy into it. But I think it might be a little too much for some people. So, I could see some people getting kind of turned off by the Drop Dead Fred character. Also, talking about the effect work again, yeah, there are some good effects that hold up, like the flat face I mentioned, but there's a lot of effects that do not hold up to today. A lot of effects where things are flying around the room just don't look good anymore. Like when Drop Dead Fred is literally bouncing off the walls, you can tell, oh, okay, there's some wonkiness going on here. Looks like use of green screen, but it's just something that doesn't look right here, and you know it's not up to today's standard. It's not having all these great CGI effects we get now. You can tell it's not part of the digital era. It's definitely part of the 90s, and you can really tell. So those effects don't stay good quality any longer, which is, it just happens with movies like this. But I think for the time, the effects were done well enough. But yeah, you could tell, yeah, a little bit wonky now, and definitely sticks out like a sore thumb nowadays when you watch it again. Also, some people may not like the use of the many flashback sequences in the movie. Now, there's a lot of flashback sequences with the Phoebe Cates character. It shows a younger version of herself, basically her interactions with Drop Dead Fred. Now, there's a lot of these in the movie, so some people might think it's jarring because it's kind of going back and forth between time periods. Now, I got it, so I was okay with the jumping back and forth, but I know some people might have preferred if they did just kind of one flashback at the beginning of the movie and then go into more of the Phoebe Cates character present day life, how she is as an adult, and have more scenes of her as an adult. I could see that being a possibility for a movie that might have been a little better, but I don't know. I thought the flashback sequences were fun, and I think some of them were quite enduring. So I was okay with a bunch of flashback sequences cut into the movie, but I know some people may have not been. So just some nitpicks to point out that some people might have had issues with overall in the movie, but like I said, to me these are really nitpicks, and overall I enjoyed everything in this movie and just thought it was a fun time. Now to get into my recommendation of the movie. Now, should you go back and see Drop Dead Fred or not? Well, I'm actually going to recommend this one to most people. If you have not seen this movie yet, or if you haven't seen it in quite some time, I'd go back and watch this one. I think it's a really entertaining experience. I think the story holds up here. As long as you're okay with movies that aren't digitally filmed, you're okay with 90s style movies, then this is one of the good ones. I think this one holds up to today. Just so many entertaining elements in it, and just to see Rick Mayall's performance as Drop Dead Fred, I think it's really memorable, and you're at least going to remember that character going forward. So definitely a great time here. Very fun, entertaining movie, and still really good messages that people can learn from to today. And so it's a movie to me that definitely perfectly holds up. So if you have not yet seen this one, I think I'm going to recommend this one to most people here. Even for kids, they can probably watch this one. Adults can watch this one. So you know what? Have a kind of retro movie watching night with the family and go ahead and watch Drop Dead Fred. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I think you're at least going to have a smile on your face by the end of the movie. Now we're going to go over the full unboxing of the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray copy of Drop Dead Fred. So let's go ahead and take a look at the front cover here. Now, I like this. It just captures the movie poster perfectly there. And so I am okay with that front cover. For the spine, you got the nice font there. Works perfectly for the movie. Then you know it's a Vinegar Syndrome title. And then we can look at the back here. Now, what's great about this movie is there are tons of special features in this movie, which are absolutely fantastic. And so you can kind of look at it and see all the different featurettes there. You get a lot of interviews with the cast members, and these are recent interviews too, so you can see the cast members when they're older, and you get a lot of interviews with them talking about the effect work and the story, and so just a lot of fun interviews here. So if you really like this movie, I think you're going to be really happy with the special features here. I mean, you get at least a couple to a few hours of special features here that I think you're just going to really enjoy. Now, in terms of going over the audio and visual quality, with the audio, you get the DTS Master Audio soundtrack, so nothing special on the audio, but to me it sounded fine enough. I actually do really like the score to the movie, so it came through okay, but nothing special. And then you got the visual quality. It's from a fresh 2K restoration, and you know what, I did like the visual quality of this one. You got it on a Blu-ray disc now, which is nice to have, and I think it actually looks pretty good, especially for it being a 90s movie. I actually thought the visual presentation here was done well enough, and so this is my first Vinegar Syndrome title. I'm really glad to have this one. This one is just so much fun. Now let's take a open of this one and take a look at the inside here. So we have the disc, and that disc is absolutely great. You got Drop Dead Fred drawn in crayon, and that just works perfectly for the movie. So really good artwork there on the disc. Now let's take a look at what is this? Is this a booklet in here, or is this a poster? Let's take a look. I have not even looked at this one yet. Oh, and it looks like you could do reversible cover work here too. So if you take out the disc, let me take out the disc first actually. So let's see what this looks like without the disc, because I think what you could actually do, and I'll show the disc a little bit more clearly. There you go. That's the Drop Dead Fred disc. So really nice, really nice. I like that crayon style. And then let's take a look. So this is what it looks like without the disc. So actually this is reversible cover art here. So you could take this out, flip it around, and then you have some whole new artwork for the front cover. I mean, that's really cool. I like how Vinegar Syndrome does that. Really, really nice. Good, good, good. That's fun. Yeah, instead of having just the movie poster artwork, you could get something that's a little bit more of a unique design. So that's kind of fun to have. And yeah, you know what? Really great to have that reversible artwork for the cover. So definitely a lot of fun there. And then let's take a look once again at this, what is this? So it's like a little booklet there. And we can kind of see. Okay, so it gives some information. Oh, there's an interview with Phoebe Cates there. That's awesome, because there wasn't an interview on the disc with her. So I'm glad that maybe they got a little interview, at least in writing, from her. So that's kind of cool. Got some more images. And yeah, it looks like it's that interview. And so, okay, at least they got that interview in written form. So that's kind of fun. Oh, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, having a nice little booklet of a Phoebe Cates interview for the movie. I think that works really nicely. And so yeah, that's the entire full unboxing of this Drop Dead Vinegar Syndrome product right here. I think this one is a really good one to add to the physical media collection now that I've seen the movie, now that I've seen everything the packaging has to offer, all the special features. If you have not seen this movie yet, I think it's a safe blind buy. I think you're going to have a fun time with this one. Or if you know you like the movie, oh yeah, this is probably the best edition you can get of the movie right now. So highly recommend for people that are just really big Drop Dead Fred fans. So definitely a great one to add to the collection. So that will do it for today's mega review of Drop Dead Fred. Let me know in the comments below, have you seen this movie before and what did you think of it? Or if you haven't seen it yet before, do you now plan on going back to watch this one? Also, if you're a physical media collector, do you plan on getting this Vinegar Syndrome title? And what do you think of the physical title overall? Also, if you're just discovering the channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe right now. I'm going to get you tons of these future movie reviews, unboxings, movie rankings, movie news, movie haul videos, you name it. We'll talk all things movies on this channel. I don't want you to miss any of it, so turn on that notification bell so you don't miss when I post a video. Also, if you know anybody that likes collecting physical media or that just enjoys movies in general, definitely go ahead and share out this video to them. That way we can build this film fan community together on this channel.
Well, we're waiting.
So like the video, and this is Mega Mike the Movie Man, minding you to make every day a movie day.